Hey everybody! If you didn't see my post earlier today, the question was, how does cortisol impact your sleep? I cannot wait to talk about this because when we talk about sleep, we're talking about one of the most important things that you can do for your health overall. If you are not sleeping regularly and soundly, then your body will struggle with hormone regulation, with gut dysbiosis, and chronic disease is in your future. So, number one thing you can do is sleep. But not just sleep, are you actually aligning your body's rhythms to help aid in the needs of your sleep? This is important. Think about rhythms. There's so many rhythms throughout life, but the easiest to identify is the circadian rhythm, and that is our sleep-wake cycle. Cortisol is naturally regulated by light, which is the sun. Let me say that again. Cortisol is naturally regulated by light and the sun. The sunrise stimulates receptors in the eyes, which play a role in hormonal secretion and the fantastic display of your circadian clock. It's amazing how God created it all. So let's think now. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and it is a stress hormone that we need. And we need it for in the morning to be able to get up and go and do the things that we're supposed to do. We need it when we're in fight or flight mode. But we don't need it all the time. So sunlight stimulates its release and says, okay, it's time to go naturally. As the sun goes down, your cortisol curve, it should also start to go down so that you can be in a nice, peaceful sleep. If you have a lot of light in the evening, then your cortisol could ramp up, which means you're not getting the restful amount of sleep that you need. So this all depends on where you live and the time of the year on how you need to do this, but we need to appreciate the relationship between the sun and cortisol, and also the sun, cortisol, and melatonin. So melatonin is made and stored to be used at night, and cortisol rises at the start of the day, like I said. So if we're seeing how this curve comes and goes and comes and goes, we can appreciate the rhythm of it throughout our day. So let's say you are up late at night watching TV or on your phone, your lights are on. How do you think you're stimulating your cortisol production and your melatonin reduction? You're inversely having an effect on them is what you're doing. So you're telling cortisol, nope, stay up there. I'm still awake. I'm still productive. I'm still doing things. And you're telling melatonin, yeah, we don't really need you right now. So things begin to get a little out of whack and a little reversed. If you are going to bed with the sun going down, you're turning off your lights at night, you're getting away from the phone, you're dimming the lights, even candlelight is fantastic. You're telling your system, you're telling cortisol, okay, it's time to slow down. And you're telling melatonin that it is time to ramp up and go to sleep. And in the morning, you will have a healthier relationship with cortisol. It is going to rise and peak how it's supposed to, and then calm down as the day goes on. So the more light that you get on your eyes at sunrise, the more your body and your systems are ready to meet the demands of your day. That is why one of my most favorite recommendations is to get 20 minutes of sunlight every morning, first thing. I wake up to a sunrise alarm clock. No sound, just light that comes up. I go outside and I do my farm chores. Now, most of the people in our society are waking up to an alarm to hurry up, let's go, go, go. We're looking at our phones, we're getting distracted, and we actually don't spend a ton of time outside. We actually are on our phones and our computers so much that we are producing less melatonin. And we're spiking our cortisol at all hours of the day. And when we do that, we don't understand how that is impacting our production of other hormones like progesterone and testosterone. And so the end result is fatigue. The end result is fatigue and gut issues and sleep issues. We are moving away from how God created us to be in nature. He intended us to live with creation, and hence we're seeing more and more and more of these issues. More people wake up, check their phones, don't eat breakfast, grab a coffee, put their sunglasses on, and go to work all day long, sitting inside away from natural light. This is our culture's downfall to some degree. So if we can not just think about health as eating a certain way or even breath work or taking adaptogens or exercising a certain way, but we look at light as the root and the lack of natural light as possibly one of the roots to cortisol dysregulation, our lack of spending time in nature as possibly one of the reasons we have cortisol dysregulation, one of the reasons we're not sleeping, one of the reasons that we have hormone imbalance, one of the reasons we are fatigued and burned out, then it can be a very simple solution for some people to try to get back to the root. And I love the spiritual implications of that. Like, I love how God created light to be one of the stimulating things, and how he says he is the light of the world. And if we do not have light, we do not function well, and we do not operate to our fullest abilities. So it is no coincidence that he created light to affect our bodies the way that it does, and that he is the light of the world. So I hope today that this will encourage you to think about the natural rhythms of your life, that you can think about, how am I using the sun, the light, to my advantage to help with my cortisol dysregulation, my stress management, my hormone disruption. Just think, almost give yourself a report card of how am I doing in this area, and then challenge yourself to go outside for 20 minutes first thing in the morning every day. Challenge yourself to take the phone away from your eyes, the blue light away from your eyes, dim the lights in your house every night, and see if your body will start to learn its natural rhythms all over again and start to regulate that cortisol, melatonin production, and impact your testosterone and progesterone and your estrogen. So I hope that you try it. Comment below if you're going to give it a go, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.